Hi guys, okay, so for this video, we'll be doing something a little different. So as the title says, okay, we're going to try to apply probability theory and some probability formulas to help you better plan your strategies and your attack strategies and talent, your talent picks or your weapon blessings and things like that. So in particular, we're going to discuss first how to calculate the number of hits you need to make before you get a critical hit, and then we're going to discuss whether you should use Warp Nexus or the Search Blessing. Okay, so to give a bit of my background, I do not normally play first person shooters. Yeah, that's not my staple game. In fact, Darktide is probably one of the very rare first person shooters I do play extensively. I normally play like isometric, RPGs like Warhammer Inquisitor or Grim Dawn, and I used to play a lot of Baldur's Gate 2. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I played Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, these are games where you can pause, strategize, and then consume, that sort of thing. So I'm not very good at real-time decision making, risk assessment, and all this. So I almost exclusively play Cycle because I don't need to do things like ammo management. Like I just don't have the mental bandwidth to compute so many things yeah, in a split second and sort of thing. So yeah, so I tend to take the lazier builds like Smite and Soul Blaze, where I can where it, where the damage just where it automatically deals damage, where the Soul Blade just spreads by itself and deals damage without me thinking about it. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a background. So also I'm currently actually doing my master's in mathematics, so I'm a net. So what I like about Darktide is that there's quite a bit of probability involved, and I like applying my knowledge here. So to compensate for my you say skill issue uh, in eye-hand coordination and making instant judgment during gameplay, to compensate for my lack of skill, yeah, I like to apply my probability on the front end in planning attack strategies and blessings and talent tree before going to battle. Then just hope that it works. And just implement the program as it were, and then just hope that it works. Yeah. So anyway, back to the main topic. That is the how to calculate the number of hits you need to make before you can get a critical hit. Okay, so the formula we're going to use here is what is known as a geometric distribution. A geometric distribution is based on what's known as a Bernoulli trial. Okay, so a Bernoulli trial is any experiment or trial which has only two outcomes, either success or failure. Okay, win or lose, black or white, true or false. Okay, male or female. Okay, whatever. Okay, so a Bernoulli trial is any experiment or event, any experiment or trial that has only two outcomes. Okay, so in our case, there are only two outcomes, which is every time you make a hit, there are only two outcomes. You either get a critical hit or you don't get a critical hit. Okay, so that's why it's known as a Bernoulli trial. Okay, and then more specifically, we want to know is how many attacks, how many hits do you expect to make before you can get a critical hit on average, because this is not guaranteed, because this is just probability, right? Just on average, how many hits do you need to make before you get a critical hit? Okay, so the way to calculate this is that you basically 100, okay, divide by the chance, the percentage chance. Okay, 100 divided by the percentage chance. So that's how you calculate the number of hits you need to make before you get a critical hit. So for example, if you have a 10% critical hit chance, so 100 divided by 10, you get 10. That means that you need to hit 10 times before you can get a critical hit. Okay, so for my current build, my Void Strut has a perk that increases the critical hit by 5%, Surge that increases by another 5%, so that's 10% in total, And then I have a talent here that gives me another 5%, so there's 15%. And as I understand from online, cycles have a 7.5 base critical hit. Okay, so 15 plus 7.5 is 22.5. Okay, so 15 plus 7.5%. Okay, we get 22.5%. So that's my critical hit chance. Now, 100 divided by 22.5 is about approximately 4.5. Okay, so I'll need to make about 4.5 hits before I can get a critical hit. Okay, yeah. So let's test this out. Okay, for you expect to make a critical hit every 4.5 hits. Okay, so let's just hit this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da! 100. Critical hit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, I mean actually they're sort of like lucky because I say it's not guaranteed. You expect to make about 4, 5, 3, around the 4.5, around 4.5 hits. Okay, it's average, not guaranteed. Try again. Again, 4. Okay, let's try again. Oh, 3. That is slightly lesser. Okay. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Okay, so I think you get a point. Okay, so now, so this formula doesn't only apply to critical hits. Okay, we call it the geometric distribution. Okay, it also applies to anything that has a structure of a Bernoulli trial. Okay, let me give you another example. Okay, so for cycles, there's this there's this talent called Warp Siphon, where if you kill an elite or specialist enemy, you get a warp charge that has certain benefits. I think here is that it reduces the cooldown for combat ability. Okay, so anyway, the important thing is that the warp charge will give you a special benefit. Okay, and this warp charge you gain by killing certain enemies. Okay, now one of the talent is that psychic vampire, as it says here, whenever you kill and when you or an ally in coherency kills an enemy, you get a 4% chance to get a warp charge. Okay, so the question here is how many enemies must you and your allies kill to get a warp charge? Okay, but this is the same structure as the same Bernoulli trial structure. Okay, so whenever you or your enemy kills an ally, whenever you and your ally kill enemy in coherency, there are only two outcomes. You get a warp charge or you don't get a warp charge. Okay, and there is a probability associated with the two outcomes. Okay, so this is the same structure of a Bernoulli trial. Okay, so it says here, the perk says 4%, right? 4%. Yeah, 4% chance. Okay, so how many enemies do you need to kill, okay, to get the warp charge? So 100 divided by 4, which is 25. So you and your allies need to kill, in coherency, need to kill 25 enemies before you get a warp charge. Okay, so that is how the geometric distribution works. Okay, let's get another example. Okay, so say instead of Psychic Vampire, you choose to go with Infire Reborn. Okay, so for Infire Reborn, you get a warp charge if you alone kill an enemy with Soul Blaze with a 10% chance. There's a 10% chance if you kill an enemy with Soul Blaze to get a warp charge. So the question actually becomes, how many enemies with Soul Blaze must you kill to get a warp charge? Okay, the formula is the same. Okay, 100 divided by 10, which is the percentage. 100 divided by 10. Okay, 10. So you need to kill 10 enemies to get 10 enemies with Soul Blaze to get a warp charge. Okay, so you need to plan. So obviously this is a better chance, but you need to plan accordingly. Now, I want to move on to a slightly different question, and that is to compare the amount of damage which the amount of damage using primary attack. Okay, using primary attack, the amount of damage which with the blessing of Surge versus the blessing of Warp Nexus. Okay, as it says here, Warp Nexus will give you between a 5 to 30% increase in critical hit chance, okay, based on your current level of peril, whereas Surge only gives you 5% critical hit chance, but you get 2 shots on critical hit. And if you notice earlier, the second shot itself deals critical hit damage. Okay, so you get a lot more damage, but not as much critical hit chance compared to Warp Nexus, where you get a high critical hit chance, but obviously you don't get a second shot. Okay, again, but here we use, as they say in economics, ceteris paribus, all things being equal. Okay, we are focused on the amount of damage primary attack will deal. Okay, we're not talking about things like secondary attack or whatever, because as you may know, Surge, the 2 shots doesn't work for Void Blast and doesn't work for electrokinetic secondary attacks. Okay, Surge, the 2 shots only work for Void Strike, where you get a second ball. Yeah. Okay. Whereas Void Blast, the Warp Nexus, the increased critical hit chance will work for all secondary attacks. Okay, so we just ignore that factor. We want to focus on the primary attack damage on average. Okay, do you expect to deal more damage using Warp Nexus or deal more damage using Surge? Okay, so the calculation here is a bit involved. Yeah, it's a bit complicated. But, I mean, I'm not going to show it because, because, okay, we have to use this thing called a binomial distribution, which, okay, I'll just explain it a little bit, okay, but I'm not going to show the formula. Yeah, okay, so basically, this is how you can calculate it. Okay, this is how I calculate it. Okay, now, on average, you can deal 3 primary attacks, okay, per second. Okay, you can deal the rate of fire is 3 per second. Okay, so you deal 3 per second. Okay, so out of these 3, right? Okay, out of these 3, okay, there are 3 possibilities. Okay, one, all 3 of them get critical hit. The other, only 2 of them get critical hit. Sorry, actually there are 4 possibilities. Sorry, not 3, 4 possibilities. Okay, one possibility is that none of them get critical hit, so they all deal ordinary damage. Let's say 1, 3 to 8. The other possibility is that all of them deal critical damage, so all 3 of them will deal 3 to 8. The third possibility is that only 2 of them get critical hit and 1 of them get normal damage. The final one is only 1 of them get critical hit and the other 2 get normal damage. Okay, so per second you can shoot 3 primary attacks. Okay, and per second 3 primary attacks, and there are 4 possibilities. None of them get critical hit, all of them get critical hit, 2 of them get critical hit, and 1 of them get critical hit. Okay, so the way to calculate the expected value of the damage, you have to use this formula. We use what's known as a binomial distribution. But yeah, I'm not going to show the calculations here. But if you do know how to use it, if you actually go and calculate it out, okay, surprisingly, right? Actually, maybe not so surprisingly. Okay, when the math comes down to it, okay, you will deal more damage on average using Surge compared to Warp Nexus. Okay, because let's take a very unrealistic scenario. Okay, 50% critical hit chance. Okay, that means you have to maintain your power about 70%. Okay, I mean, I don't think that's realistic. But let's say you're able to play in a way that you can maintain a 70% warp peril to gain a 15% chance, critical hit chance. Okay, so that means that you have 10% more than the 5% bonus with Surge. However, the extra damage you get from the second shot, if you do get a critical hit, even though there's a lower chance of it, outweighs the increased chance of getting a critical hit for Warp Nexus. Okay, so again, with the caveat, ceteris paribus, all things being equal, if your strategy is to use primary attack, okay, if you use primary attack, you want to decide between whether Warp Nexus or Surge will do more damage. Okay, the math says that you do actually do the binomial distribution calculation. The math says that Surge will do more damage on average compared to Void Blast. Okay, yep. So anyway, I just thought of making this video to explain like my gameplay, what my strategy is, and I mean you notice that the majority of my videos I normally use Smite. So that's my I mean, a lot of people don't like Smite because like they think it's lazy and like low skill, low mental barrier. But that's suitable for me. I mean, I try not to spam it, but I do panic Smite sometimes. But and I do like the Soul Blaze build because Soul Blaze when paired with Wildfire, okay, it just spreads by itself. I don't need to put any extra mental effort into making it happen. It just happens by itself. It deals damage over time by itself. So it's not like it's less mentally taxing on me compared to other builds. So that's why my build is very critical hit focused. Yeah, and that's why I'm particularly interested in the question of you know which blessing would maximize the critical hit for my particular style and way of and method of playing. Yep. So Anyway, so this is I mean probably this will be one of the very rare few videos where you hear me speak and explain my strategy. Yeah, my semester is starting very soon. I think if you're in school, you should know. Your university, you know that. The semester is starting. So I if I can think of any other way where probability theory applies, I would be. Uh, I may make another video, but I think this is it for now. Yep. So I hope you enjoy the videos, and if you have any comments, let me know. Bye.